Yes, it is another edition of the Profit Point Show, the business show on OGTV, where we talk about everything and anything about business. We talk about what we should know, the policies that affect our ventures, our businesses, our entity, and with a view to upgrading or giving us more profit as we go along the growth line. This morning on the Business Review segment, we'll be talking about one salient thing, and it is about policy and interaction. I have a guest in the house who will be taking us through that analysis, and he is so vast in that field that we'll gain one or two things from what the lecturer will be talking about. On the sectorial segment, we'll be talking about one skill. That is our norm on the business show. We'll talk about the skill that you want to acquire and the skill that it might interest you to go into business-wise. So we'll go for this short break. When we'll come back, it will be time for us to delve into the business review segment with our guest on the standby. You're welcome back to the Business Review segment. Our topic for this moment is government policies and interaction, the effect on businesses. So we've coined it this way: effect of government policies and interactions on businesses. And our guest is in Lagos, and he'll be talking to us via Zoom. He's a lecturer at the University of Lagos, and he is also a senior marketing consultant who will be taking us through what we should know about government policies, interactions, and what we think these policies and interaction can do to the growth of our business. So I welcome you to the Profit Point Show, Dr. Ayodele Oniku. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, madam. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on the show this moment. Now let's start from the basis. What do we mean by government policy or interaction? For a layman, when you say a government is having this policy or having this interaction on your business, what does it mean?
Yeah, basically, when we talk about government policies, they are the rules or regulations or statements that guide businesses' operation. All what government expects to do when there are rules and regulations or policies is to make sure that there's some certain condition that business must meet. And all this is based on development in the environment. It varies from one state to another state, from countries to country. But the bottom line is to help business to grow, to improve taxation policy, and also to increase government revenue, and more importantly, to help in the development of the standard, to improve standard of living or welfare of the people. But by and large, it's meant to support business, their regulation, their statement, their rules, their condition for business operation. And it's for SME, big businesses, big corporate companies or giants, and also one-man business. This is the way it goes.
Okay, there is one saying in circulation that says government does not have business in business. So if government is not entirely into business, why are they regulating? Why are they bringing out policies that will affect business in which they are not even into?
Yes, because the role of government is to maintain law and order in every society. Basically, government is not meant to do business. They are only to provide good environment conducive environment for business. Government is known to be regulators. So in the course of regulating business environment, these policies must be in place. This rule, this condition, this law must be in place. The whole essence is to create that conducive environment. That because if it's not there, many businesses will be business owner or government, corporate body can misbehave in a code. They can go do certain
Okay.
things which might become unethical, which
Okay.
might become inimical to the development of the society.
Okay. Now let's delve into interaction. Is interaction the same thing as policy?
Yes, it's a policy that interacts, just like the midwife.
Okay.
That is how government midwife with the business. Government doesn't come as a person or whatever, but the policy are there to midwife the environment. These are the way things should go. So that is why the interaction comes. It's just also for midwifing the business environment.
Okay. Now, effect. When we talk about effect, is it positive or negative effect of government policies? Should we look at the bad side or the good side?
Yeah, you see, most of the time they are positive. All things being equal, the
Yeah.
effect is meant to be positive. It's just that many times business owner or corporate body might not find it easier. For instance, a law might say that, take for instance, look at the regulation about advertising in Nigeria. There are some products, there are some advert that won't come on the TV or on the radio until later in the evening. Maybe from 9 o'clock, like beer, like alcoholic drink, it might be after 9:30, I think 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the evening. Businesses have to, those who are in the industry have to cope with that one. But to them, they will have loved it to be 24/7. The government will not allow because of the children. You can't be watching TV with your child and say, advert of alcoholic drink. That's why they prevent. These are the so to the organization might say, why not? Why don't they allow us? The government know that if we allow you to do that, it will have negative effects on the
Settle.
consumer, on the larger population. So
Okay.
that's why it depends on where you are looking at it from. But basically, it's meant to be positive on the government, on the society at large.
But the consumers or clients of the government do not see it that way. They see the government policy as being too strict and they go overboard when some of those policies are out. So if from the consumer side, the client side, how do you see it? Just imagine yourself being the client now of government, seeing the government policies, how will you take it?
Okay, exactly. You see, because one thing we've seen in the society today, I will tell you from our studies and research, one thing that the present government have flagged is that what we call mass communication. I think there was a program recently, I think it was on TV on radio, I was listening. In the 70s, I wasn't around in 60, I was very young in the 70s. 70s, 80s, when government is doing certain things, there is mass communication. What I mean by mass communication, people
Go
are informed.
informed.
There is a vehicle going around that government is coming to give everybody inoculation, bring your children now, government is doing the people know about it, even local market woman know that this is ìjọba sọ pé this is what government say we
God
should
is
do.
saying,
But
yeah.
because we don't have that is why you see consumer try to interpret government policy as negative. Take for instance, if government increase tax, that we have to increase tax maybe from let's say 10% or 5%. Definitely consumer will consume. Will complain. Average citizen or indigents will complain. But failure of the government to tell you that if you increase this tax by 5%, we are going to create more schools, we are going to make drugs available in the hospital, we are going to develop infrastructure. So that is the whole lesson. But when people don't know about it, people begin to complain. When such information is not available to consumer, even to the corporate body, when we want to tax us, take for instance, I'm in the academic, a government, yes, I think it was Abacha government that created fund. And they say the excess of health fund is going to be 5% on corporate tax. And the 5% is meant to finance education. People might complain at that time, but later people began to see what happened across university, college, all the tertiary institutions in Nigeria. You see new library, new laboratory. What the money has a dedicated account, and from that account, there is a body a body that manages the money to provide this amenity. So when that information is available to consumer, to corporate, they know, okay, this is the reason why government is starting now to provide it, because they know on the larger, in the long run, it's going to benefit them. You are going to create more labor, more skilled labor that they are coming back to work for instead of looking for foreign laborers or workers. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes, I do.
So it's just a function of government to create that mass communication to let the people, this is the reason we are increasing your car, this is the reason we are levying this on you, in order to provide this amenity. Once that can be available, consumer will link it together. Okay, we are paying extra 2%, so that just like VAT, it's just because we don't have more information, because the information about VAT in the society, people will tell you they are collecting money from Lagos to take care of another, say money from this to no. If they have provided adequate information to let ordinary citizens know this VAT is meant to do this. This is where we are channeling it to. We are going to provide this. So consumer will know that, oh, this is the essence. It's like that all over the world.
So doctor, in essence, you are saying the communication tool is really creating gap between the government and Nigerians who use those policies. So how do we bridge that gap now?
It's simple. Whenever government wants to take a policy, that is what is affecting today's government. And because such information, when you go to other parts of the world, advanced society, that information is available. For instance, I live in the UK for some time. When you wake up in the morning, you see Metro Light at the train station at the bus. It's a free newspaper. It's interpreting government policy to you. When government says this is what we are going to do, in the next 24, under a week, you will know the essence why government is doing this thing. They will tell you, oh, this is why we are increasing bill for water, electricity, gas. Just like take for instance, every Nigeria is complaining now that the situation is so hard, the inflation is so high, we collect when we don't know what we use the money for. Only very enlightened people will know that basically the problem we are facing today is global as a result of Russia and Ukraine war.
And Ukraine war.
Ordinary citizen, the market woman
do not understand that. Yeah.
They don't know what is Russia and Ukraine. Like for instance, I just had and they are planning to go on 4 days strike. Nigeria doesn't. If Nigeria produces grain, wheat for bakery, it's less than 10% of what we consume. Larger percent of the grain of the wheat we use for bakery, either for puff or the what do you call it, confectionery bread, just in that family. Larger percent are from Russia. And Ukraine, especially Ukraine, is their dominant economy, is their own oil. Grain is the oil of Ukraine. And Russia has blocked this seaport to move this. There is a meeting going on since yesterday in Tehran between Putin, Erdogan of Turkey, and the Iranian president, just to allow grain to go to Africa and other parts of the world. So it will ease the inflation. You understand what I'm trying to say? But ordinary persons on the street
will not understand that.
They don't understand that the government does not provide that information. This is what it used to be. In those days, government will come and let ordinary person interpret it. And also, I remember when I was in secondary school, high school in Old Oyo State, I remember we call him Uncle Bolage. Chibolage of blessed memory. When Bolage is announcing budget, Chibolage, we read budget in English and we interpret it in Yoruba. You see the ordinary man will say, the money coming to Ife, to Elisha, they are going to build 10 schools. They will speak it in Yoruba, that everybody will be
using the languages that
and their TV to understand this information. So it makes governance easier for them there. But today, like Hausa we say, back to Renchi, it's everywhere in English. Even when they are speaking to the corporate body, ordinary people, and these ordinary people constitute the larger majority. When they have this information, they will cooperate with government. When that information is not available, what do you expect? It gives room for false information to fly.
And it should be a two-way communication thing.
Yes, exactly.
All right, now let's look at, I want to cite the example of NNPC Limited that was launched 2 days ago in Nigeria. And a lot of Nigerians do not understand how that limited, the federal government limited, the company will run. And the one interesting aspect I deduced from all of those launching was that Nigerians will be having their shares from
Yes.
NNPC Limited. So as a senior marketing consultant, can you break down that a little bit for us? Because Nigerians want to know how those shares will come to them. And the other time you said a communication gap is the main problem between using the government policy. So the government has not explained how Nigerians will get their shares, yet they are saying Nigerians will get their shares from the NNPC Limited. So can you enlighten us on that, and how do you think Nigerians will get their shares?
I'll tell you one thing. I grew up with my grandparents. I was very young, 1977, 78. I was in primary school. Just starting primary school, maybe I was able to read a bit of Yoruba and English. My grandfather would force me to read things to him when I came back
That
from
was
school.
the way
So
it is.
yes, where I'm going is that as at that time, the 1979 constitution that was provided then for the election in 1979 was in English, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo.
Igbo,
My grandfather, once
compulsorily.
you buy it, see the front page is in English, the back page is in the vernacular available in that region. So we have it. Even when I got to secondary school and I wanted to write, if I didn't do government in secondary school, but when I wanted to write JAM, because there was nothing like accounting then, commerce in JAM, so I have to pick government to complete my course. It didn't take me time to understand government because as at that time in primary school, my grandfather would just throw the what do you call it, the book to me, say, Ayo, read that for me. And that's Ijoba Ile Apako Oke. That thing is
And you were
interpreted in
forced to
Yoruba.
learn.
So coming to the NNPC now, government has taken the right decision because it's part of the petroleum bill. The whole lesson what government is trying to do now is that unlike before, everybody believed, I mean, the picture was that NFPT is just another appendage of government. It's part of MBA. I'm talking of government, ministry, department, and agency. That is what it used to be. And what it means is that government can at any time ask them for money. Oh, we need $300, $300 million, can we supply? That is how it used to be. But that shouldn't be so. And that is what this government is trying to correct that anomaly. NFPT should be a limited company. What we mean by limited company, that NFPT is now standing. It's now like Nestle Nigeria, Unilever Nigeria, Julius Berger, just name all the company quoted on the stock exchange. Where individual can wake up with your 1,000, with your 10,000, you can buy share. And at the end of the day, you are expecting profit. It's not a situation where it is 100% owned by government. So government might be controlling only 20 or 30% of it. So at the end of the day, it makes every so there will be accountability, there will be transparency, not a situation. People will come for board meeting with us, say, oh, this is what we are in data, that this thing happening, that this thing happening, yeah, we have to correct it. Just like, for instance, if you are a shareholder of Nigeria Brewery and something is happening to the brewery, to the product in your locality, you can quickly then there because it's going to affect your profit at the end of the day, what you are sharing. So this is what the government is doing. And like you said earlier, this is where government coming.
All right, doctor, are you still there? I think we have a network challenge there. Hello, doctor. Hello, Dr. Niku. I think we have a bad network there. We'll be having this short break. When we come back, we'll still have Dr. Oniku there if we will be able to have him. But now let's go for the short break. When we come back, it will be time for us to go into the second segment, which is the sectorial segment. We'll see you again.
don't you people sell imported materials?
You're welcome, ma.
As beautiful as the shop is.
Auntie, buying foreign goods does not help our economy. Neither does it boost local production. And the good thing is Nigerian-made products are high quality.
Really?
And to make Nigeria great again, that is why I only sell made in Nigeria products. Because change begins with me.
I'm convinced. Change begins with me too! Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Natural foods are fresh, unprocessed foods that add nutrients and vitamins to the body. They promote and sustain good health. Natural foods could be vegetables, fruits, breast milk, to mention a few. Natural foods are important to the body as they help to reduce diseases that could harm the body. Take natural food regularly.
Food and fruits wey we dey chopulate dey help we body supply correct betterment wey go make us grow wella. Correct medicine dey make we body dey kakaraka. But when rat dem or insect chopulate the food before we chop, then na im be say wahala go dey for we body o. Countryman, I beg, make you make sure say you cover your food well because wetin dem dey put for ear no good for the eyes o. Fly wey no dey hear word dey follow the body enter grave o.
My name is Fatima Yusuf, a polio vaccinator working in Lagos. The challenge we face is mainly misunderstanding. Some say because the children receive routine immunization at health center, they don't need the one we give at home. Some won't go to the health center to receive routine immunization because they receive the polio vaccine at home. But both are important. Look at the dirty environment, bad sewage disposal, people defecating openly, contaminated water. Everything needed to spread polio is all around all of us. Polio can lead to paralysis and even death. You can't even say prevention is better than cure. Because for polio, there is no cure, only prevention.
I'm here to tell you that polio is like the rain that doesn't befriend anybody. The only cover against polio is for every child under the age of 5 to receive the polio vaccine. Your child is at risk because polio no dey look face. Polio doesn't discriminate.
Protect your child. Get them immunized in the hospital and at home.
We are sorry for that little break in transmission. It was actually due to network failure from our guest end. Now we will go for the sectorial segment. On the sectorial segment, we look at different skills and encourage our viewers to pick one of those skills so that they can be empowered vocationally in the society. Our topic for this moment is beading, jewelry and embellishment, and we have a guest in the house who is a fashion entrepreneur who will be taking us through the journey of how to start, how to go about it, and how to have the business of beading, crafting and fashion embellishment. Our guest is Saidat Alabede. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ma.
Madam Saidat, I can see you having these blings on your clothes, on your cap, and are you saying that is the in thing now?
Yes, that's my logo. I like to blink everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And now let's take us to the journey of going to the journey of blings, embellishment, crafting, beading. How long does it take to learn? Because I know that if it has different forms.
Yes.
There's the one for clothes, there's the one for caps, there's the one for shoes, and like that, for jewelries and like that. How long does it take to have those knowledge?
Actually, depends on the learner, the person that wants to go into it. It doesn't really take much time. Depends. It's just the creativity in you, the way you want it done, your designs and everything. It doesn't really take much sweat and so.
All my guests on the show, I always say it does not really take much. And when you say it does not really take a longer time, you talk about 1 year, 2 years. Is 1 year not too long to learn how to bead a cloth or how to bead a cap?
It's not up to a year. It's not up to a year. It's not up to a year.
So
you can learn within 6 months. You can learn.
You can learn without mistakes?
Yes, within 6 months.
Within 6 months.
Yes,
so take us through the journey of learning now. What is the first thing to do if you want to learn?
Firstly, you have to be interested in what you want to do. You don't just say, okay, this thing is like this. Let me just see how it goes. No. Firstly, you have to be creative, to have a picture of what you want to do, how you want it to be done, and you can apply to choose somebody. You can just look out for somebody that knows how to do it better and learn from the person.
Okay.
I think first thing first is you being interested in what you want to do first.
So is it a lucrative business? Because if you want to go and learn that skill, you must know if you can get money from it, if you can feed your family from it, if you can do so many things from that business. So is it lucrative for people to come in?
It is. It is very, very
How
lucrative. It's well, I've been doing good since I've been in it. I've been doing
how long?
good. I've been into bead making and clothes embellishment. Bead making, I've been into bead making since I was in secondary school, and embellishment of clothes I started 5 years ago, and I've been doing perfectly well.
Okay, let's talk about you now. Why did you go into it? Maybe your story can help people come into it. Why did you go into it?
I went into bead making. I got interested in it while I was in secondary school. There's a shop that I usually walk by when I'm going home from school. So they sell beads there. They make lovely stuffs, necklace, bags, and I'm always like wanting, what's really
bags with beads?
Yes, bags with beads, and I'm always like, what's happening here? So sometimes I stand, sometimes I go into the shop. How much is this? How much is this? I save up to buy. There were plenty challenges though from my other brother. He used to bully me with it when I'm making beads. He'd be like, what's this one doing? I just play with beads. But it's interesting. As time goes on, I started making beautiful things from it, and cloth embellishment too. It's lovely. It's a wow. When I see people wearing stuff, nice designs, and they are looking stunning, and I'm like,
looking shiny because those stones shine.
Yes, and I'm like, how do they do this thing? Who's there? Okay, I want to know how to do it. And so we moved into an area. So there's a lady there too. She's actually my boss, like a sister to me too. So I went into her shop to, I would like to learn this thing.
So in all, it took you about 10 years?
Yes, in the business, so not learning, in the business.
Learning took you like how many years?
Learning took me 6 months, few weeks now.
Okay. It's not something serious?
Yes, it's not as if it's not something serious.
Okay.
But it depends on your consistency.
Your concentration.
Yes. Your willingness to learn it.
Depends. Okay. Now let's look at the business angle of it. If you've learned for 6 months, can you start the business immediately after you've learned it for 6 months?
Yeah, sure. You can start a business. You can make customers. You can advertise everywhere you go. And
so starting the business, what are the things you need to start?
Firstly, you need your capital in every business.
Like how much?
You need.
You don't want to mention.
Okay. Seriously, I don't want to mention. Some people will not start coming to me and say, You said...
You said something.
oh yeah, I can go into this business. But it depends on how big you want it to be. Depends on how massive. Every business depends. But you can start little.
Little.
Yeah.
So
let
you
me
don't...
discourage.
Now I know there are different categories of the beads you use. There are categories for the clothes, there are another category for bags, and some for the beads you wear on your wrist. So can you let us into the categories of beads we have and what are the uses of them?
We have, talking about stones, this is stone, we call it stone, but it's...
Can you speak up?
Okay, we call it stone, and we have different types. We have the Dubai type, we have the Swarovski, we have Rishi. You see some, they are not really bling, 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 but some, it depends on what you want to create. You know, we have the machine, we have the boards, we call it pattern boards. So once you know your design you want to create, and you know your size, that it will fit into your pattern board.
Go ahead.
From there, go ahead. And talking about beads too, it depends on what you want to create. We have size 6 of beads, we have size 8, we have size 10, we have size 4. Depends. So on, so on, so on.
So you are saying someone can learn all of this you said in 6 months?
Yeah.
And he won't forget in 6 months?
Never for once forgetting anything.
Now let's talk about sourcing for clients now, because not everybody will like having this embellishment on their clothes or on their cap, or having waist bead or having wrist bead on. So how do you get your clients? And my second question is, are you into cutting and sewing too? Because if you want to embellish a cloth, you must know the pattern of that cloth before you embellish it. So are you into cutting and sewing too?
Yes, I'm into cutting and sewing too. And sometimes we have division of labor.
Okay.
You know, sometimes it's not easy. We have customers that will be like, hey, I want this thing done within 3 days. I want it done within 4 days. And I might have other jobs at hand, and I don't want to fail my customer. So what I do is I take my fabrics to my tailor. This is what I want. This is how I want it. And after the tailor is done with his or her work, because I work for men too, so I'll put on my designs. And sorting for customers is not like me. Let me talk about
from
myself.
your point of view,
because sorting for my customer is not difficult.
Okay.
Me looking at me, out of 100% of my wardrobe, I have 90% of my wears. I wear.
So you advertise for yourself?
Yes. Like this, I'm advertising. So you see people that will come to you and be like, madam, I like what you're wearing. Where did you get it from? Wow. Got it from Marika Empire. And I'm actually, this year, when you're like, the person's number, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
You're talking to the...
So when they come to you?
Yes, and I do my advertisements online too.
So that's one way you advertise through yourself?
Yes, through myself. I advertise online. I talk to people actually.
So what time do you have talking to people, since you are working all the time?
Sometimes I go out. Probably I'm going out and I'm in a public transport, and I see a lovely lady sitting down beside me. Auntie, what's up now? So you're looking good though. Sister, I just want to tell you I'm into this and this and this and this. And you'll be like, some will be like, I don't wear it though, I don't do, but sister, don't worry. Just let's exchange number. From there, you see what I do. From there, you get. Can remember sometimes ago I went to around Songo. I went to bank with my mom. So my mom wants to get kerosene at the filling station. So we crossed over, and when we got there, there's this petrol attendant, and I'm like, sister, what's up now? You're looking good though. And she's like, and I'm like, sister, see what I'm wearing. Sure you like what I'm wearing? And she's like, it's nice now. You know ladies, and they are forming for me. And I'm like, well, it's nice. I know it's nice, sharp, but I'm trying to advertise. This is what I do. I made it myself, and she's like, wow, she actually took a second gaze. And I'm like, oh, wow, I like it. And I told her, well, I wouldn't mind if you become one of my customers. And she's like, no, I don't really wear stuff. I know you don't wear it, but see, collect my contact, let's be friends. From there, you might know somebody that knows somebody, and she has been buying from me back to back.
So what are you telling our viewers now? You've explained how you get your customers. So how do you want our viewers to get customers for their businesses?
Learn to be friendly, interact with people, and when they try to look down on you, don't feel discouraged. Whatever it is you're selling, some will even tell you I get it cheaper and better somewhere else. No, sorry, let me not use the word cheaper. I like saying affordable somewhere else. So you just be like, well, a trial will convince you. I'm not bad-mouthing other businesses, but when you get close to me, you see that, my sister, I'm charging well.
Then you get a new customer for yourself. Now let's look at the environment to start your business. Do you need something very expensive, a store that is very expensive to start with, or you just need a very small area to start with? Which one will you prefer if you want to start at all?
Well, everybody has their success story. Sometimes don't be discouraged. You can always start small. You don't need to be like, look at that lady, look at that massive store. Okay, when I want to create my own store too, I'll do like that. But no, don't be like that. You can start small. You can always start small.
All right, now we've talked about embellishment. Let's go into beads.
Okay.
You know, there are different processes of doing it. Embellishing the clothes is different from beading. So take us a little bit about, talk to us about beads. How can bead be done, and for how long can a wrist bead be achieved? For how long will it take? A week, a day, 2 days, 3 days? And learning that, does it need a special skill to learn it?
A wrist bead?
Yeah.
A wrist bead, you can make a wrist bead in less than 2 hours.
Okay.
It doesn't take a special skill. You know, I told you, you have to be creative with whatever you're trying to do. So getting your elastic rubbers, getting your crystals, depends on what the design. We have different design. We have coral beads, we have lots and lots of beads. So it depends on your particular design and depends on what you want to create.
Okay, the other time I asked you what to start the business with, we didn't mention it. I said, what are the tools that will be needed to start the business, a bead or embellishment business?
Okay, to start a bead business, you need we call it cutter.
Okay.
You need your fishing line, you need your stopper, you need your hook, you need your bead also. So with that, you can make a simple style. And talking about embellishments too, you need your pattern boards, you need your different types of stone, you need your fabric, and you need what we call a stoning machine. We call it stoning machine. It's a heat transfer machine. And you also need your transfer sheets.
Okay. Yeah. So if someone wants to start small, is the stoning machine necessary at the very start of the business? You know, the machine could be expensive. I don't know how much it is now. But can someone start the business having stoning machine, or they can do away with not having it?
I've heard about so many people using iron.
Okay.
But for me,
I
learned from my boss. So the first thing I got before I got my stone, the first thing I got was a stoning machine.
Okay.
Yes. So I think stoning machine is very, very important because it allow your work to be neat and you can reuse and rewear. You won't have issues about the stone is falling off easily. That's the advantage and disadvantage of using an iron and using a machine.
Okay. Now let's talk about youth now in the business of beading, embellishment, because I know that some youths don't see skill acquisition as something serious. They see it as a waste of time thing. So in your own industry, do you have youth having a larger percentage? And if they are not there, what will be your word of advice to youth out there on skill acquisition?
Go see more. There's no work out there. There's no work, seriously, my sister. So I don't see why you to tell me I can't learn, I don't like to learn. Man, you have to learn. You have to learn something creating. You have to learn a skill. Could be anything. Because we have to make ourselves boss. So when we make ourselves boss, there will be division of
CEOs.
Yes, CEOs. So there will be division of labor, and you'll be able to work hand in hand, and it's a very good business. If you want to learn something, it's a very good business.
Okay, now let's talk about the challenges on the job. Do we have any challenge, or is just you know how to do it, you do it and collect your money, or there are challenges you think you meet on the way, and how can those challenges be surmounted?
We have plenty challenges. So, from customers, from creating designs, from NEPA, power supply failure, and most especially customers. They will come to you, stop my DM, please, I want this design. Or some will even say, please send me designs. Okay, after sending like almost 10 designs and telling them prices and everything. Okay, I'll get back to you. Auntie will not get back to me, or uncle will not get back to me, because I work for men too. Men too wear blinks. So maybe like a few days later, you just them pumping. Okay, that my clothes, oh, I want it, oh, can I get it? Can you do it within 2 to 3 days? And I'm like, man, you can't shame machine, man. I'm not a machine. So challenges from customers like, no, this is no, I want it bent like this. I want it actually, madam.
So how do you overcome? Because it will come. Humans are not, you can't be equal.
Yes.
Our characters cannot be the same, and our wants cannot be the same. So how do you overcome those kind of challenge?
It's God.
It's so God. No special way, no talks on how to bring them down.
You have to be calm, and you be like, smile, be like, I'm sorry, I'll do it better next time. It won't look like that next time. And we have some customers that will be like, no, you have to do what I want exactly. You have to do it like this. You have to collect it and remake it. And along the line, you see somebody else to sell what you have done, and somebody else, one man's food is another man's poison. So somebody will want this, somebody will not want it. So
I'm asking this because I know customer relation is very essential if you want to grow your business. So customer relation and business growth, how important is it for a boss, in quotes, or CEO, young CEOs that we have all around can sustain their businesses using the right relation with their clients?
Yes, you have to be polite, you have to be friendly, you have to smile. You must not bring your house problem to your customer's face. You must not come and meet the customer and you be frowning and be like, Madam Kiloshi, oh, money tough time. No, you don't like that. You talk to them nicely. You explain to them why they have to get what you're selling from you. You give them instances. You don't badmouth other people's job just because you want a customer. You just have to show them. Like, you just be like, okay, you talk me no, let's do like this now. Buy from me. Honestly, you won't regret it, I promise you. Okay, don't worry, when you buy from me and you are not getting what you want, I'll give you change. But it's not every time you give them change. You know now.
Just to buy them over.
And you see some customers like, I like the way that lady reacts, I like the way she talks, the way she laughs. And I get my customers mostly on social media. I post stuff, I'm always posting one funny video and the other, and They find it interesting viewing my status.
Okay.
And from there, they are always coming, seeing new things to buy from me.
So other entrepreneur can use that style too?
Yes, I learned a lot of things online. I learned so many graphics work, animations, to interact with your customers, to express how you're feeling, to express how you're going. And from there, sometimes when I don't post, I see customers popping into my DM like, Arike, what's wrong with you? I've not seen your post lately. So I think you can buy your customers through your social medias too.
All right, now before we leave, how easy will it be for someone who is going into your business to sustain it? Because sustaining is one other thing one should think about when you want to start your business. How easy will it be to sustain a crafting, bead and embellishment a business?
Consistency, and you must always be in work. You must know the latest designs. You must work with latest things online so that you can keep your customers going and going. You won't be bringing old stuff, old designs for them every time. So,
but some will prefer the old designs.
It's not as if they won't prefer, but you know, new things entice people.
Okay.
So when they see from somewhere and they be like, coming to check on you, and they be like, he or she does not have, they'll go elsewhere. But when you're always upgrading, learning more new designs, don't be like, I'm now a boss and you don't learn more. No, we learn every day. So with that, you can keep going in your business.
Okay. Do you have a male in your own industry? Because I know that it is purely women thing. If you want to look bling bling, like how we call it out there, you want to look bling bling, you want to look shining from head to toe, it is the work of women. So do you have male at all in your industry?
Yes, I do. We do. We have male too.
So what is the percentage of male in your industry?
We have like 70%.
So 30, the remaining 30 is for female?
No,
is that what you're saying?
Yes, we have males that do that. They find interest in what females are doing more. Males, I said it several times. Males do wear blings too.
Okay.
So we have male fashion designers too. That they are into bling works too.
Okay. Now we want to wrap up. What is your word of advice for people who want to come into your industry, that is the bead crafting and embellishment world, and they want to go deep into it and become a business owner in that aspect?
Keep it cool. Keep coming. Don't be discouraged. Don't be like, how can I create this? How can I bring out this design? You can do it. Don't give up in whatever you want to do. Or don't give up. It's cool. It's a very nice thing. Don't be like it's going to take all your time. It's not going to take all your time. You can give it all your effort, so it will bring a brilliant
idea into it. Okay, that means they have to be very creative, committed, and be loyal to the business.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Saidat Alabede, for coming, a bling bling woman. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me on the program, and thank you for the viewers at home.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. That will be all on the Profit Point Show. This edition, when we come back next Thursday, it will be another moment for us to go through both segments on the show, and it will promise that we will bring you topics that will help you grow your business, grow your organization, and also enable you to pick one of those skills we have all around. Until then, on behalf of all the crew of the Profit Point Show, we'll say bye-bye and we'll see you next time.